Hello everyone, magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Welcome back to my channel and a new segment of Magluto Canadian. Today, we are trying our hands on mango float flan. This one has been requested by John Ray, so shout to John Ray for requesting. I know it's not the one that you requested, but I need to incorporate Filipino way of cooking to North American cooking, so we are doing mango float flan for you. So let's begin. So for the ingredients that we're going to use for a mango float flan, we are using 10 whole eggs, 2 mangoes, 1 cup of fresh milk, 1 can of condensed milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 9 tablespoons of sugar. As for those of you guys who doesn't know, mangoes is actually a Philippines national fruit. So since it's mango season, we are using fresh mangoes for our mango float flan. So what are we waiting for? Magluto Canadian. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna crack our eggs. We're gonna do 6 egg yolks, to begin with, and then we're gonna do 4 regular eggs. That's 5. Six egg yolks, and then the rest we're just gonna go keep it whole. So we're just gonna whisk it first, get that all mixed up and incorporated with each other. We're gonna add our fresh milk, followed by our condensed milk, we're gonna put our 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So once it's all mixed up, we're gonna puree our mangoes to add to this beautiful custard flan. So we're just gonna put our mangoes in our food processor, and we're just gonna puree it. We want to use every part of mango for this, except the bones, of course, and the skin. We're only going to use 1.5 of the mango, and the rest I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it after, because it is going to be incorporated in the flan itself. So puree that. Nice. So once that's pureed, we're gonna add it in our flan, in our egg mixture. Mix that again. And we need to make sure that we mix it well. But before we set it aside, we're gonna strain it first, of course. So we just want to make sure that anything that is like that we weren't able to, that wasn't able to get mixed in properly, we strain it off, because we don't want anything chunky in our custard, right, or in our flan. So as you guys can see, there's quite a bit of chunks right there that we weren't able to get in the food processor. That's why it's always essential to whenever you're making custard or any kind of caramel flan or anything that has eggs in it, you want to make sure that you are straining it. I'm gonna get all that goodness there. To the side, and we're just gonna let it sit there for a little bit, and then we're gonna go to our stove. So what we have here is we have our flan mold heating up right now in our stove, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our 3 tablespoons of sugar in there, and we're gonna let it melt. I know it's quite a bit of sugar, but I love the sweet taste, and I feel like putting 2 tablespoons of sugar is not enough, because it just feels like it's not covering enough layers of the mold. So we're gonna do 3 tablespoons for it. And also, while we're at it, we need to make sure that our oven is preheated for 350 degrees. What we're looking for here in terms of color is we want to make sure that our sugar is the color of amber. So we'll cook it up for like around 5 to 7 minutes, depending on the color that, like, how you want it. If you want it a little bit darker, then cook it off. But I won't suggest it. As long as it hits the amber-like color of the sugar, then we're good to go. So as you guys can see, it's starting to melt already. We're just gonna mix that in. It's already turning to that amber color, and that's what we're looking for. So once all the sugar is fully melted, we're gonna take it off the heat and we're gonna let it cool off. So this is the color of sugar that we're looking for in terms of, like I mentioned earlier, you want it to be amber-like color. So once you hit this type of consistency for the color of the sugar, you want to let it cool off and let it harden. So as I mentioned earlier, so the other half of the mango that we set aside earlier, now we're just gonna chop it off or cube it. We're gonna cube it. Once this is all cooled down, we're gonna mix it in. Once we pour in all our custard in each mold, we're gonna put it inside of it. Now that our sugar is already hardened, we're just gonna pour in our custard mixture. I want to put it even out. Oh, it's crackling. So it'll be like floating mangoes right there. So once it's ready to go, what's gonna happen is we're gonna get our pan. But before we do that, we're gonna cover our mold with aluminum foil, or our flan with aluminum foil. I'll make sure it's covered properly, and then we're going to put it inside pan. I'm excited for this. It's looking really good. So once it's all wrapped up, we're just gonna poke a little bit of hole in there, just to let the steam out a little bit. So once we poke a hole in it, we're gonna put it in the oven for an hour to 1 hour and 15 minutes. So after 1 hour of cooking it in the oven, we took it out of the oven, and you have to let it sit for at least 2 to 3 hours. Let it chill. Put it in the fridge. Just let it chill there for that long, and then now that it's all chilled, we're just gonna go basically take off the aluminum foil. So we'll see how our finished product looks like. So it's not bad. I mean, like, looks pretty good the way we wanted it. So I know it doesn't look appealing right now, but the minute you use the knife to take off the custard, I'll show you what it looks like. Ta-da! So, what do you guys think? It looks very appealing now, right? So, very nice. It turned out really well. Let's open it up. Let's cut it up and how it looks like in the middle. Very soft, as expected. Here comes the moment of truth. Will it hold? It holds pretty well. So as you can see, there's some chunks of mangoes in there. So this is how you make a mango flan float, but the mango is actually inside inside of the flan. So last thing that I want to add is just garnishing it with mangoes. So here it is, mango float flan, and thank you, John Ray, for suggesting this lovely dessert, and I'm glad to incorporate it into my Filipino heritage and roots. And I hope that all you guys out there like this video. Before I forget, For those of you guys who haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, hit that like button as much as you guys can, and don't forget to share and like. And I hope you guys I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. And this is me saying Magluto Canadian. Have a good day. Chunks of mangoes inside. Really good. Creamy.